What's going on, everybody? So, Scream 5 is supposed to be the catalyst to start the next trilogy. So, we should get Scream 6 and Scream 7. And I've covered various topics ranging from will Scream 5 end in a cliffhanger? Will Scream 5 have a post credit scene? And although they could do those things, another idea that has sort of swirled in my head is whether or not Scream's conclusion will actually be a definitive conclusion. And by that I mean, usually what happens in these Scream films is we get the ending scene with the big reveal, and you're like, wow, that's who it is, and it resolves the whodunit. Well, what if there is no big ghost face reveal at the end? Like, what if at the end of Scream 5, we don't get a conclusive, like, oh, those are Ghostface? I even did a topic on whether or not they should have an early reveal for Ghostface. Let's say, sticking with that idea, Judy is revealed early on to be the Ghostface, and the whole film we're doing a whodunit, and it's not revealed who is the actual accomplices to Judy. Or let's say they do bring back Stu, and you know Stu is the Ghostface, but who's working with him? Who are the ones that are a part of this killing spree? Is it just him? Is there others? And this whole film, you're just kind of getting this picture painting. You're getting the whole whodunit variants, but in the end, we don't get a Ghostface reveal. Maybe we get something else as like the epic end scene. Maybe a traumatic death, or some big reveal that isn't who or Ghostface, but maybe the cult idea we've talked about for years. I mean, that was one of the original ideas and one of the original scripts for Scream 3 was this big reveal of a cult-like following, and they're all teaming up to take down and take out the town of Woodsboro, basically. What if they stick to that story? What if they finally go through with that story, and that is the big reveal at the end? Or just some sort of change to what we're accustomed to. Instead of the same old rhetoric as far as like the story plot, like okay, at the end there's going to be the big reveal. Like, what if they save that to sort of bleed into the next Scream film, like Scream 6? In each film, you get another layer and another piece of this overall puzzle. Like, so Scream 5 ends, we don't know who the ghost faces are, or maybe we only know of the main one, the one that is the real target for Sydney and Dewey and Gale, because we have to have something that ties into that. Like, why is Ghostface going after them? Why would these random teens care about the OG3 outside of Dewey, because Dewey's a sheriff? But outside of them, like, why would they really care about the OG3 and going after them? How do you get Sydney out of hiding? All those answers, I mean, I would assume you'd have to solve in this film. So maybe, like I said, we get a Judy or a Stu sort of reveal as far as that Ghostface. And then, but the accomplices and the overall story and behind the scenes type stuff, you don't get till Scream 6. And then Scream 7 is the full wrap up. So it's just one long continued story of these various ghost faces, and maybe each film there's one revealed, and then Scream 7 has, however many, 2, 3, 4, whatever. And not just that, but then it really carries over into Scream 6, because now you're like, okay, well, these characters, these handful of characters are the only ones left. These handful of characters are the only ones that have survived. So, which one is the killer? Now after Scream 5, you have the audience. You have content creators like myself going out and discussing, like, who did this? Who did that? Like, oh, what's your theory on this? What's your theory on that? And you really get the audience talking, because, I mean, that's what you want. You want a successful film. You want to leave people guessing going into the trilogy. And yes, they could follow the same original format of the first trilogy, where each film is sort of its own standalone, but they all tie together. Absolutely, I'm not saying that that's not a winning formula or that's not for success. I'm just thinking they want to do things different. They want it to be their own Scream. They want it to be their own sort of film. And so I could see small changes. I mean, I guess this would be sort of a big change, but I could see changes to what we perceive as an audience and expect to happen in the upcoming film actually not happen at all. And now we're just like drawn in. And that doesn't mean it's a bad thing. I mean, I personally am on the fence about it. So I'd love to hear your opinion, what you think. Would you want something like this? Do you think no, like there has to be a reveal at the end? What do you think about the early reveal and then not having a reveal at the end, having something more maybe epic or climactic in this sense? But I personally feel that it wouldn't, if it's done correctly and you have the right elements involved and you have the end sort of reveal be epic, then I think it could work and I think it could be successful and I think it wouldn't ruin or take away from the film. But you have to have something that really, as an audience, we're like, oh, wow. You know, maybe the big reveal is Stu or somebody involved. Maybe it is Martha comes out or whatever. You sort of tie in all the elements that I've discussed in my previous film or my previous videos, which I'll drop links to all those down in the description if you want to check those out. But you sort of have all of these different elements all pieced together for this end scene, and now I just think it could really, it'd be a fresh change and a fresh ending, and depending on how they go about it, then it could be successful. I really think that it's something that could be welcomed from an audience, especially a newer audience, especially people that aren't familiar with the previous Scream films, which is one of the things that they're trying to target. They're trying to target a new audience. They're trying to target a new generation and a new fan base on top of the already existing one. And that's one of the reasons they're calling it Scream, because they want to attract a newer audience. So the newer audience, of course, they wouldn't really know much different. They wouldn't, I don't think it would affect them either way. It would just be people like myself who have been on this journey and have seen all the films and studied it front to back and love the way that they've been constructed. Would it be a welcome change to us? Would that be something that we would enjoy, or we would say, okay, like that was great, or would it completely kill the film? That's another sort of layer to that as well, is, you know, as OG fans, would we welcome a change as big as this? It's just something, like I said, that's kind of been swirling in my head. I thought I'd put it out, let you all join the discussion down in the comments, and let me know what you think. Would you like to see something like this? Do you think that, no, they should just stick to the original formula? Like, don't change anything crazy. If you want to change small things, fine, but don't change something as big as the end reveal, because that's sort of what we all wait for. Or are you like me, where if it's depending on what the reveal is at the end, and depending on what the end result of the film is, change and something that would be fresh and different? But as always, join the discussion. Let me know what you think. If you like this idea, if you don't like this idea. If you're not already, subscribe to the channel, follow by the bell notifications so you never miss an upload. And don't forget to like this video. Helps me out a lot. Lets me know that you enjoy these random thought discussions and stuff like that. And I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.